And welcome to week 13 of the I Formation. I'm Jeff Gibbons.
And I'm John Moist.
Boy. You know, the shoe had to drop sooner or later, John.
Yeah, rough week.
What an abysmal week. What was it? Roughly 5 and 10? Something like that. Yeah, because ties apparently don't count for anybody. But that's it. You know what? A lot of the pros were along the same lines. A lot of upsets this week. Who knew? Just an incredible week.
And a tie.
Yeah, well,
Green Bay.
Yeah, who knew that, right?
Yeah.
Really. Well, got to move forward. We're going out on our limb again this week. This time, or like you said today, I said this the last time you take my picks. It's the last time I'm taking yours, pal. We agreed on everything last week, and you see where that goes. So going forward, I think this week we're going to differ on two. Yeah. So a little bit different. So stick around, folks. We'll come back in a minute and we'll give you this week's picks and projections.
Welcome back to the I Formation, and now we're back with our picks for week 13 of the NFL season, starting with 3 games that are being played on Thursday, Thanksgiving in the States this week, and the first game on schedule will be a 2 o'clock start, and that's 2 o'clock our time in Newfoundland. Green Bay at Detroit.
Perennial favorite, the Thanksgiving Classic. Both on the same side of the fence here. I think that Green Bay minus Aaron Rodgers, just not getting the job done. We saw glimmers of Matt Flynn. They're not even committing to what quarterback is going to start this week.
I think it'll be Flynn, but no, they still have not committed to one.
Yeah, going to film early, folks, just remember. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Detroit in this one. Do you like Detroit?
I do like Detroit at home against Green Bay because they're without Aaron Rodgers. That's the only reason.
Yeah, well, I think lots of yards in the air. Let's see how it goes. Next on the Thanksgiving turkey plate, we've got Oakland in Dallas to play the Cowboys.
And I think this is a close game. I will go with Dallas, but I think Oakland has one of those teams that's going to give Dallas some trouble, especially their run defense has been playing very well this year. Not the same team really on the road as they are at home, and but Dallas is not as good a team as the record, I don't think. I think that they have a very bad secondary, and I think Oakland can keep this close.
But they have the best receiver in the game in Dez Bryant, don't they? Isn't that what Dez Bryant said?
So
anyway, no, but you know what? He's put up and shut up. He's made some really big plays for these guys. He's been an acrobat. He has stepped up his game, and props to him. Tony Romo has found ways to win games this year, and he's found ways to lose games at the last minute. So hopefully the good Tony Romo shows up, the one on the right shoulder, and they get this done. But I think you're right, John. I think this is close. Yeah. And just a shout out to my buddy Perry, who I sort of dissed a little bit this week with the Jaguars, man. We'll keep the stuff coming, man. And it's got to hit everybody.
Cowboys got to improve on pass defense, so they're not going far this year.
Absolutely. No. Okay. Next we've got on Thanksgiving, we've got Pittsburgh in Baltimore.
I can't wait for this one.
This is going to be
a great game. Yeah.
Feast of Raven. It's going to be awesome, man. This is, again, another divisional matchup that's always good. Both of these teams have been licking their wounds all year.
Both have come around as of late and played some great defense. Pittsburgh great offensively the last couple of games.
Both of these teams are suddenly in the hunt in the AFC with the very much maligned playoff picture with the wild cards now. One of these teams actually right now at 5 and 6. A lot of these teams, I think, teams 5 through 11 in the AFC right now,
or something like that.
Something like that.
6 teams at 5 and 6, I believe.
So
right now the Titans hold that. I have no idea how they hold the final spot, but they hold it.
Man, there's about 4-page calculations like that. So
really.
They try to do a passer rating.
Yeah.
Same thing though. But every win is important right now, and all these teams seem to be all milling about and playing each other. I think this is one of the closest games and one of the best games of the week, I'd say.
I think it's one of the best games of the year. This is definitely, whoever loses this game is really going to be out of the race.
Leave nothing.
Yeah. Baltimore at home. I'm going to pick Baltimore by a field goal. And I actually hope I'm wrong because I like the Steelers. But I'm going to pick Baltimore to win this game by a field goal.
Me too.
And that's about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ray Rice on the ground.
Moving to the games that are going to happen on Sunday now, we're going to look at Tampa Bay in Carolina to play the Panthers, who are legit. They've, they have a legitimate shot. I don't know how far you were talking this week about how far Cam Newton can actually take that team into the postseason. Growing pains still, I think, with that offense. But, they've they held court. I mean, this week we both went with the Miami Dolphins. They, put that drive together. Not going to talk about, he got hit on that first play of the game, right? Newton did. In that first half, he was sort of still not sure why he didn't go down the tunnel and take the test after acting like that. So, I got issues with continuity with the league. But also, that hit with the flag picked up. What's with Luke Kuechly? I mean, it seems like every referee in the NFL now certainly likes this guy and wants him to do well. I mean, maybe he's still listening to you. But I don't know, man. That's 2 weeks in a row. The Gronkowski thing,
very aggressive.
Yeah, but we explained that with the rule last week. We explained that one away, but this week, I don't know, man. That hit was pretty high.
And this is not by any means a gimme game for Carolina, just because they're at home. Tampa Bay started the season 0-8 and have won their last 3 games, and I've really found something on the ground here with Bobby Rainey. Their defense is playing very well, especially their run defense. And I think they can keep Cam Newton from running around them. But I think Carolina's defense comes up with some key plays here. And I really think that this is a very close game, one score. I don't see it any more than that at all.
Absolutely entertaining. It was anything like the Dolphins game, but who knew? I'm not going to get bitter about that or picking up that flag. Let's see which flag they pick up for Kuechly this week. Okay. Next, we got Arizona in Philadelphia to play the Eagles. And this is going to be another tight squeeze, I think.
Yes, it is.
Arizona, again, for real, and very, very close to a playoff spot on that side as well. I mean, we're looking at they're out now. I think they're bumping heads with the San Francisco 49ers right now for a position. And this is a team that's really picked it up defensively this year. They've played very well. Going into Philadelphia, though, Philadelphia is hungry, I think, and we both agree that right now they have a legitimate shot at winning their division.
Oh my, they would have to be the favorite, I think, right now to win that division, I think. Yeah. And I think that it's Philly at home, coming off a bye week, and you got Nick Foles. This guy's after throwing 16 touchdowns. He's played in 8 games. He's thrown 16 touchdowns. He has 0 interceptions, a 128 passer rating, and I read today that in the month of November, his passer rating for the month was 152, which actually set an NFL record for the month.
That's pretty impressive. I think he's got his hands cut out, or his work cut out for him. His work cut out for him with the Arizona defense, and I think they could force him to make some plays, or maybe
Dansby's going to be there.
Yeah, maybe he'll come up with that. They'll come up with that first turnover, that first interception this week. We'll see. This is close as well, but Philadelphia just what?
Another close one.
Oh, that you said no, it wasn't. I was going to say. Yeah, and you're right. I think this is just blood and grit and sand, and whoever gets.
It's going to be another great game. Yeah.
Philadelphia just comes out on top close. I'd say within the score as well.
Sean McCoy might be a difference here.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, in the passing game, actually.
Yep. Next, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars in Cleveland to play the Browns.
Jags have been playing better as of late, but I really don't see this any other way. Cleveland just has a superior defense here.
And they're home.
And they're home.
Yeah, tough one.
5 pounds.
Yeah, I spot these guys 10 points. I think they pull away.
I agree.
Okay, next we've got Tennessee in Indiana to play the Colts in Lucas Oil.
Tough one here, too.
Tough one, very tough one. A lot on the line for the Tennessee Titans right now, who are sitting in that wild card spot in the AFC. And you know what, Indianapolis got smoked this week.
They play a lot better at home, though, than they do on the road.
Yeah.
High with these guys.
Well, this is it. You're going home now with something to prove. I think that bodes poorly for the Tennessee Titans. But you know what? Interdivisional play like this, these games are always close, and I think
another close game. Yes.
Yeah, Tennessee has been playing really, really well of late.
Yeah. On
both sides of the ball. So.
And they don't give up the ball a lot.
No, and they haven't all year, and you've made that point on a number of occasions. So look for this to be close. If Cowboy Andrew Luck shows up and throws a couple of picks, this could go the wrong way. But right now, we're sticking with Indianapolis.
I think it's a 3-point game. I really do.
I think it may be a major score, but we'll see. Yeah. Next, we've got New England in Houston to play the limping 9-loss in a row Houston Texans.
And Houston's just been horrible for the past while. They had a lot of injury trouble this year. Going up against the Patriots now. I know Houston still has a fairly good pass defense, but the way they played last week they lost to Jacksonville, and now they're going up against New England. I don't even know if this one's worth talking about. I think New England's just going to go in and beat up on them.
I think so. Yeah. I think Brady probably doesn't even play the second half. That's how bad this is going to be. I think this is 20 points plus. Sad but true. This is like Waterloo.
It'd be a blessing not to have to look at Brady's face for a half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I won't go any further than that. Anyway.
I'm glad you said that. All right, next we've got Miami in the Meadowlands to play the Jets.
And we've been back and forth on this one all
Right
day.
up to filming, folks. You know what? Miami lost a close one against a very, very defensively oriented Carolina Panthers team. Played a good game. They've played well at home this year, but these are huge games right now. Miami's in the mix right now too at 5-6, but they're on the wrong end of this scale. They need to win a couple of games. They need to move ahead and assert if they have any chance at all right now of winning a playoff spot or via a wild card.
And they may have the roughest schedule out of all those teams that are 5-6.
Their next 3 weeks
yeah.
are just pivotal.
Yeah.
And this one being one of the top games in that group. I mean, the Jets have already beaten the Patriots this year. You know, they've got good divisional play behind them. And they've got to play the Jets twice between now and the end of the season. So these both are huge. And they need to win both of these to have any chance in this division. You know what? They've got a good pass defense, or a good rush defense. So the Jets. Miami wasn't really able to generate a lot on the ground last week against Carolina, and I think
they're not going to generate a lot on the ground against the Jets' #1 rush defense either.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
But we did see a glimmer of brilliance out of Mike Wallace last week. Two plays combined for 110 yards and a touchdown. I think that he's got wheels, and I think they really need to stretch the field with Wallace. They need. Brian Hartline came up with a couple of nice big passes. You're going to have to put the ball in the air, but you got to establish the run, though, John. It's not going to happen unless they can get the ball and pound it on the ground at least a little bit.
Yeah.
So because of that, we've decided the Jets probably going to be victorious here. I hope it goes the other way, believe me. But
big part of our decision is the fact that New York Jets are 4-1 at home. Much better home team.
Absolutely. So we'll see how it goes. Good luck, Dave. All right. Next we've got Chicago at Minnesota. Another tough, pivotal matchup. And we flip-flopped on this one a couple of times too.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I flip-flopped on it because Tillman is still out for the Bears, and their defense has not been playing as well. Briggs, I'm not sure if Briggs is going to be back once again. We're filming early. I don't think Briggs will be back this week. However, Minnesota, they played to a tie last week against the Packers, but the Packers are a team that's playing without their quarterback. And I'm not sure if Jay Cutler may be back for this one. I don't think so, but Josh McCown has been doing a good job in his absence. And I think that the Bears are going to be hungrier here. They're in the playoff mix. If they can hang on now for another week, Cutler will be back. And they know that they still have a shot at this division for sure.
The legitimate contenders if Cutler comes back and they keep him healthy.
I think hungrier, and if they need to shut down Adrian Peterson on the ground. Their run defense is having a real tough time lately.
Is that all they have to do? Shut down Adrian Peterson?
They can do it.
Well, see. Yeah, I'm still thinking Chicago close.
Yeah,
absolutely
close,
on the road. Next we got St. Louis in San Francisco to play the 49ers.
This was St. Louis putting up all the points.
I don't think that's going to happen in San Fran.
No, I don't.
Got to be honest with you. I don't think this is going to be a blowout by any stretch.
No.
But I would give them. I'd spot 8.5, 10 points, probably.
For San Fran?
Absolutely. And when you look at the breakout game that Colin Kaepernick had this week, I'm sort of eating my words on a lot of different fronts this week. I'm still not thinking that he is the quarterback that the Messiah that everybody thinks he is. You know, there's something about me that says that Alex Smith could still have a job in San Francisco and they could be doing just as well. But Kaepernick did have a good week this week. Threw 3 touchdown passes, you know, made a statement, and I think he needed to step up and do that. But there's just way too much there. Frank Gore, arguably one of the best in the game at running the football right now. He's just incredible. I think that there's just too much there for St. Louis to handle, and I think defensively they can shut down the St. Louis team. I don't think that they're going to put any 25, 30, 35 points on the board.
I think it's going to be a closer game. I disagree on the 10-point gap.
Okay.
I'm definitely going with the Niners, but I think this is going to be a much closer game. I'm almost going to say a field goal for this one too. I think so. But, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Now we've got the Atlanta Falcons coming into Buffalo playing the Bills at home, and that's been just magic for them this year, hasn't it? They've had some great games at home. Harold, I don't know if you're going to be down there for that one, but that's probably worth a look. I think that Buffalo steps up here and has a good game, and I think that this, if we're going to call a game to be not so close, this is one of the ones this week. I don't think Atlanta is in this game at all, especially
Buffalo's ground game might finally get her going there in this
Yep.
one and put up some big numbers against Atlanta.
I think so too.
And I think I'm going to give Buffalo a fairly big win here.
Spillerama.
Yeah, double digits.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
14, we'll say, or I'll say. Next game on the schedule this week, the rematch, the Thrilla in Manila. Denver is now at Arrowhead to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Huge implications for that division right now. Both teams with a couple of losses. It's mixed up, the dynamic. I think Kansas City gains a lot of face back if they're able to win this game and even this set this year. For that to happen, I think Jamal Charles has to have a huge game on the ground and exploit that secondary that we saw weakness in this week with Denver in the New England game. So I'm going to spot them a very, very close game at home. They bring their A game defensively, offensively, and they beat Denver by a field goal.
I like it as a close game. Got to go the other way. Got to go with my Broncos because, well, Tamba Hali is out, and that's going to be a big difference maker there. Peyton Manning is once again going to have a big game of the year because Kansas City's banged up a bit, and San Diego just hung over 40 points on them at Arrowhead. Now they got to go against Denver. You talk about Jamal Charles. Denver has the 4th-ranked rush defense in the game, and I think they can shut him down to some extent. Maybe keep him to less than 100. I'm going to pick Denver by a field goal.
Rock on, man.
Great game.
All right, that's one of the two we did fair on this week. Could you tell, folks? The other one is right behind it. Cincinnati going into San Diego to play the Chargers. And you know what? You've got something here for the Bengals. And I worried about this pick, too. I agonized on it, but I think you're going with Cincinnati on this one.
I am, because they're coming off a bye week, and they're going to get healthy. And they've had some injury trouble, and it was making them lose a few games. But now, the front seven here is maybe the best in the game with Cincinnati, with the possible exception of the Carolina Panthers. And I think they can shut down. I think they're going to put pressure on Rivers and force him into making mistakes. And I think Cincinnati wins this game on defense.
I think any other year I would agree with you 100%. And anyone knows me, and I've said this several times this year, knows that I can care this much about Phillip Rivers. I can care less about Phillip Rivers. I'm not a Phillip Rivers fan. I never have been. Got to tell you, folks, what a year he's having. And, on numerous occasions, they have scorched teams with their offense. He's putting the ball in the air a ton. He's getting the job done. He's getting the ball out, stretching the field. And I think he's going to do the same thing this week against that Cincinnati defense. He's at home. I say they win this by a touchdown.
I don't think so.
Well,
and I see a big game for A.J. Green there, too.
Yeah. All right, you know what? Antonio Gates needs to redeem himself after last week's lackluster performance in a 41-point game. It's
going to be an interesting one.
We'll see. 2 more games on tap, folks. The New York Football Giants are in Washington in another very big interdivisional game. Means a lot more right now to the Giants, who will finally drop one again this past week. Huge to stay pace now with Philadelphia and whatnot in that division. So
I think what we're talking about here now is I think the Giants are just flat out a better football team here right now.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, Griffin looked horrible this week.
Yeah,
horrible.
Last night, obviously, this is Tuesday night we're shooting, so last night, Washington looked awful against San Francisco. San Francisco's a great team, so a lot of teams can look awful against the Niners, but
Griffin is making poor choices. Choices that we will be talking about Eli Manning making in the first 4 or 5 games of this season. He's throwing the ball, trying to push the ball in across his body. He's forcing the ball into coverage. The ball is getting intercepted. The ball, making throws that are ill-advised of a man of his stature. And I think that the Giants' defense will continue to make him make mistakes. You're right. I don't think this is close at all. You're right. They are not the same level of team at all. I think the Giants scorch Washington.
Defensively, I see a couple of big turnovers there. Maybe a couple of pick sixes. You never know. But
Yeah, absolutely. Don't know if Hakeem Nicks is going to be back this week or not. He had the abdominal issues. He left the game last week. But you know
I
what?
don't know as of yet.
Yeah. Maybe they'll be salsaing a little bit more in Washington this week. You know. Maybe they'll play Havel the Chief. Anyway. Final game on tap here, the Monday Nighter. We've got New Orleans in Seattle.
What a football game this is going to be.
Oh my. Oh my. I got two buddies out there now, both named Paul Warren, and I got Paul Loader on either side of the field here. This is going to be the crown jewel of the week. This will be an incredible game. We've got Drew Brees, who throws the ball a ton, against this Seattle Seahawks defense, who has been...
Seattle Seahawks defense are going to be in Drew Brees' face all day long.
Yeah. And, of course, the 12th man, right? Loud and proud. They're at home. I saw Paul post something on our page this week, or on his page, about the decibel levels for the when Marshawn Lynch broke the tackle and scored the touchdown this week. He said it was incredible. You know, like this is just, it's a phenomenon to watch a game played in Seattle. It's just absolutely incredible. So, how do you like this? How close do you think this game is?
I see a high-scoring game, and I think I'm going to pick Seattle. I'm going to pick them by 10 points in this one.
Oh, I agree 100%. Yeah. I think that defensively they will get to Drew Brees. You're right. They're going to be in their face. You know, let's see Richard Sherman step up on that corner and see how he's playing out there, you know, reading those defenses. And I think that Russell Wilson has a big game as well against that New Orleans defense. Although that New Orleans defense has looked really good, in the second half so far. But let me tell you, lots of offensive.
Yeah, I don't care what defense they are. They're up against Marshawn Lynch, and Marshawn Lynch can shred any defense.
He's a machine, folks. So look at that. I love
Marshawn Lynch can carry the entire defense on his back into the end zone if you let him. No problem.
That was very deep gas. If that is a word, Coach. All right, that's our picks this week, and I can guarantee you, we're doing better than we did last week, and everybody else was doing last week. This is solid. Stick around, folks. We're going to give you our final thoughts, including our players of the week and our teams of the week.
And welcome back to the I Formation. And now we're back with our player of the week and team of the week. And who do you like for player of the week there, Jeff?
This week I'm seeing C.J. Spiller having a big week on the ground against decimated Atlanta Falcons defense at home. I think he puts on a clinic. Who do you like?
I like the C.J. Spiller pick. I like Marshawn Lynch going up against the Saints defense that everybody's talking about, and I think Lynch is going to tear him apart. And Lynch is definitely my pick of the week.
Okay. How about a team?
My team of the week will be the San Francisco 49ers, and they're playing up against the Rams, big divisional rivalry. Always a close game. The Niners are really starting to come into their own now, and I think that they're going to put up a big defensive performance there and shut down the Rams.
Okay. And I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns this week to have a huge defensive game against the Jacksonville Jaguars at home.
Go.
We'll see how it goes. Wow. That's the picks and everything for this week, folks. Just a reminder to everybody, please like us on Facebook. Come in and have a look at our page. It's the I Formation. We're also on Twitter. You can follow us there at @the_I_formation. We also have an email, and that's the iformation@gmail.com. Send us a note. Tell us what you think. Certainly tell us about anything you might want to see in the future. Have a rant. Do what you want to do. We're looking to grow our fan base. We're looking to make, to expand. So anytime you can share something for us, video on YouTube, certainly on the I Formation channel. You can also catch us on Google+, where there's the I Formation. Certainly anywhere you can, you want to pass it along to your NFL friends, feel free to do so. We're always up for the banter, the discussion. And don't forget to leave your comments and your picks on our Facebook site. Certainly we'll be looking for you via Twitter on game day, and we'll be looking also on Facebook.
Yeah, let's get some comments on there, negative or positive. We don't care, just as long as you're talking about it. Come in, disagree with us, agree with us, whatever. We did notice a few more people sharing our video last week, and I'd like to thank you for that. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody that's been here right from the beginning. And you know what? It's a place to share your opinions, share your feelings and your thoughts, and we're not going to turn anybody away. And we'll pick on everybody just the same way. It's the same thing as, you know, I mean, I let him on the camera every day, and just look at that. I mean, that's a train wreck, man. It's like, so.
That's an asshole.
Yeah, you. Don't make me get my guitar. All right, so we're done for the week. Anything else for you, John?
That's it.
All right, man. Well, thanks for watching, and till next week, it's good night for me.
And it's good night from him. Have fun.